Hi everyone, welcome to the very first question of the week. This week the question is, what age can you start training the running A-frame? Well, it really depends. With any training task, you must take a really hard look at the dog's mental and physical abilities. The smaller approximations you make in the training process, the younger the training can begin. So when we're talking about the running A-frame specifically, you can look at it one or two ways. If your training process begins on the A-frame and you are going to teach the end behavior and all of the fluency enhancing and proofing and sequencing on the A-frame, you do need to wait until your dog is more physically mature to be able to withstand all of those repetitions on the actual obstacle. Or if your training process begins on a much smaller scale, like flat work, target training, things that are not physically taxing on the dog's body, you can start those processes much sooner, even when the dog is as young as 3 and 4 months old. And that is how I go about training the A-frame. The smallest approximation would be the reinforcement strategy. So when I am training the target behavior, I'm going to start with cookie tosses. That's going to be the main way I reinforce the target behavior. So I'm going to teach my dog as soon as possible how to track, swallow, eat, and return after finding a tossed cookie. And then from there, I can increase the training one small approximation at a time. So even if I'm starting with a dog that's maybe only 4 or 5 months old, I can maybe do one training session per week that is specific to the running A-frame behavior and progress at a rather consistent rate and still not be on the A-frame before my dog is physically mature enough to handle that. I can also start the process when they're a little bit older, maybe 10, 11 months, and progress a little bit more quickly, doing running A-frame sessions more frequently. But in either situation, the number of training sessions that it's going to take is going to be the same, whether you start the dog at 4 or 5 months old or at 10 or 11 months old. But always keeping in mind the dog's physical and mental capabilities as you determine when you should progress to the next step.